All right, let's get right into it. What if I told you that you could unlock a whole country's global trade potential with just a single digital key? I know it sounds a little sci fi, right? But believe it or not, that's exactly what's going on in Pakistan. We're going to break down how digitizing just one super important document is completely changing the game for the country's exports. And really, this slide says it all. It's a tale of two completely different worlds. You've got the old way. I mean, just think about it. Endless stacks of paper, waiting in line for hours, just constant, frustrating delays. And then you have the new way, a sleek digital platform where everything is online, tracked in real time, and instantly accessible. This is the heart of what we're talking about today, moving from a system that was, frankly, a massive drag on business to one that actually helps them fly. So let's start with the problem itself. Why was this change so necessary? Well, in global trade, speed is everything. Every single second counts. And the old paper-based system, it was like a giant traffic jam, a massive bottleneck that was just bleeding time and money from businesses.
And the stakes here are incredibly high. I mean, today's global market is all about how fast and efficient you can be. Think about it. If your competition is moving at the speed of light online, but you're still physically driving to government offices just to get a stamp, well, you're at a huge disadvantage. You just can't win a global race when you're stuck in local traffic, both literally and figuratively.
But here's the good news. That bottleneck, it's finally getting cleared. And it's all thanks to a really smart collaboration between the Trade Development Authority of Pakistan, that's TDAP, and the Pakistan Single Window Platform. They teamed up and built a totally digital solution. And that solution is called the Electronic Certificate of Origin, or ECO for short. The best way to think about it is like an official digital passport, but for goods instead of people. It's a secure digital document that basically tells the world, yep, this product is legit. It comes from Pakistan. And that little proof, it's absolutely critical for getting all sorts of trade benefits. So, what does this digital passport actually do for an exporter? Well, for starters, it proves where the goods came from. That's a huge deal because it lets them get preferential tariffs. In plain English, that means lower taxes for the people buying their products, which is a massive competitive edge. On top of that, it makes customs clearance way faster and keeps everything in line with international trade agreements. It's really a win-win-win.
Okay, but you might be wondering, how does a customs officer in, say, Germany or Japan know this digital file is the real deal? Great question. It all comes down to trust, and that's built in with things like digital signatures and QR codes. The officer can just scan the code and boom, instantly verify that it's authentic. This isn't just cool tech. It builds serious credibility for Pakistani exports all over the world.
All right, so we've covered the what and the why. Now let's get into the how. How does an exporter actually use this thing? Well, they've managed to boil the whole thing down to just four super straightforward steps. First step, you just log into the portal and start a new request. Easy enough. Second, you link up your existing export declarations and upload whatever documents are needed. Again, all online. Step 3, you give everything a final once-over to make sure it's accurate, and then you hit submit. And last but not least, you can actually track the status in real time. The second it's approved, you get a notification and can just download the ECO. Think about that. No more lines, no travel, and zero paper. Okay, now let's zoom out a bit, because this is way more than just a handy tool for one company. When you make a change this fundamental, it sends ripples across the entire country's trade ecosystem. And this is where we see the really big payoff. For businesses, the impact is huge and it's immediate. Processing time? Slashed. Those frustrating physical visits to government offices? Gone. Completely eliminated. Exporters get total transparency. They can see exactly where their application is at any time. All of this means their goods clear customs faster in other countries. And because it's all standardized, compliance with regulations is so much stronger. It's a total game changer for how they operate day to day. But really, at the end of the day, this is about so much more than just swapping paper for pixels. It's a major strategic move. It's basically Pakistan sending a clear signal to the rest of the world that says, hey, we're serious about this, we're modernizing our trade, and we're ready to compete at the highest level. So when you put all of these pieces together, what you get is a powerful new competitive edge for Pakistani exporters on the world stage. And that brings us to our final and maybe most important point. You know, this quote from an exporter who's actually using the system really says it all.
Learning how to master this e-com process, it's not just a nice to have skill anymore, it's become absolutely essential. It's the key for any business that wants to tap into new markets and grow their exports in a smart, efficient way.
And that really leaves us with a pretty fascinating thought. We've just seen how transforming one single document can have this incredible cascading effect on a whole nation's trade. It really makes you wonder, right? What's the next big frontier? What other old school bottlenecks are just waiting to be broken open by a simple, smart digital solution?